Welcome. This is Dr. Raju Devde, professor in pharmacology. Today, the topic of discussion is the remaining part of the antiretroviral drugs, which are used in the treatment of HIV and AIDS. A brief recap of what we have seen in the last class. The last class, we have discussed about the introduction of HIV and AIDS, the global problem with respect to the HIV and AIDS. Apart from that, we have seen the natural history of disease with respect to HIV and development of AIDS. Apart from that, we have seen the structure of the HIV virus, that is the retrovirus. It is also called as RNA virus or retrovirus. And we have seen the steps in the replication of the retrovirus and the various drugs which are going to act at various levels in the replication of HIV virus. That is right from the entry to the fusion, to the transcription, to integration, and so on and so forth. And as you know, by this time that the drugs which are available for the treatment of HIV are categorized into 6 classes. Number 1, NRTIs, and NRTIs are nothing but nucleoside and nucleotide reverse transcriptase inhibitors. Number 2, NNRTIs or non-nucleoside reverse transcriptase inhibitors. Number 3, the protease inhibitors. Number 4, the entry inhibitors like Meroviroc. Number 5, fusion inhibitors like enfuvirtide. And lastly, the integrase inhibitors, that is elbitigrivir, dolutegravir, and so on and so forth. Apart from that, a lot of work is going on. There are a lot of drugs in pipeline or which are under clinical evaluation, like the maturation inhibitors. And there is one more drug which is called as a new class of drug, that is CYP3A4 inhibitor, which is called as CoBC-stat. CoBC-stat, which is a new class of drug, that is CYP3A4 inhibitor. That can also be used in the heart regime. Now, with this brief introduction, I will just move on to the chemoprophylaxis of HIV. So why do we require chemoprophylaxis of HIV? So generally, chemoprophylaxis has to be done in 3 special situations where, number 1, there is post-exposure prophylaxis. Number 2, prevention of mother-to-child transmission. And number 3, pre-exposure prophylaxis. Post-exposure prophylaxis, prevention of mother-to-child transmission, especially that is treatment of HIV in the mother, in the fetus, and even in the newborn. And number 3, pre-exposure prophylaxis, especially in the serodiscordant couples. And there are certain treatment guidelines or the ideal treatment guidelines of HIV. And this ideal treatment guidelines have to follow whenever we start an antiretroviral therapy or heart regime. The drugs have to effectively suppress the virus by reducing the viral load very rapidly and substantially to an undetectable level and keep the virus there as long as possible. Number 2, the drug should restore the CD4 cell count. The drugs should improve the survival rates in the patients, and The drugs should also be easy for administration, and they should be easy to be scheduled with minimum adverse drug reactions. Lastly, the most important guideline with respect to the HIV management is no drug can be given as a single entity because that may result in development of drug resistance. So always a combination therapy has to be taken up because single drug does not effectively meet the above criteria. So when we give a combination of drugs, we usually give 3 drugs of different classes, and each drug acts by different mechanism of action and provide the synergistic effect, reducing the drug resistance and facilitating the rapid suppression of the viral load and increase the clinical cure rates. So these combinations can arrest the progression of HIV into full-blown AIDS,